Shri Guru Shri Juta Padakamalang.
Hare Krishna, welcome to our channel Bhagavad-gita. Here it is, because we have it Bhagavad-gita as it is, translation and commentary by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, and my name is Lavangala Tika. So we are in the 10th chapter, where we get to hear more about Krishna and devotion to Krishna, and today we are reading text 19. I'm reading the Sanskrit. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Hantate Kathayisyami Divya Hyatma Vibhutayaha Pradhanyata Kuru Shrestha Nastyanto Vistarasyame. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "Yes, I will tell you of my splendorous manifestations, but only of those which are prominent, O Arjuna, for my opulence is limitless." This is Krishna speaking, God, and he's responding to Arjuna's question. Again, please describe in detail the mystic power of your opulences. I am never satiated in hearing about you, for the more I hear, the more I want to taste the nectar of your words. So Arjuna's question is, in one sense, it's general, because as a devotee of Krishna, and actually as a spirit soul, as an eternal spirit soul, our spiritual nature is to strongly desire this contact with Krishna in the form of serving him, hearing about him, chanting his name, so many different ways. So in that sense, whenever we hear something about Krishna, that is satisfying to the heart. It's just like a drowning man just wants to get out of the water. But once he's on the water, there is so much variety in life. Someone who's dying from thirst and hunger, they just require something to drink and something to eat. But once they know they have access to food, they will have certain tastes. So in the same way, devotion to Krishna, just to hear anything about Krishna, is deeply satisfying to the heart. But a devotee also gradually develops a specific relationship to Krishna, and then they want to connect in that relationship. Of course, Arjuna's question here is both for himself and both for the rest of us, because here he wants to know how to meditate on Krishna, but in one sense he's also aiming this question for those of us who are not directly in contact with Krishna, and even for those who may not have a strong or any sort of faith in a personal God. So here we hear how we can understand him from understanding the world around us. So I will read this verse then. I will tell you of my splendorous manifestation, but only those who are most prominent, because Krishna is unlimited. His glories, his opulence, everything about him is unlimited. So they are standing in front of a battlefield. And of course, Krishna is also the Lord of time, but at this point he's opting for something a little more abbreviated. A purport. It is not possible to comprehend the greatness of Krishna and his opulences. The senses of the individual soul are limited and do not permit him to understand the totality of Krishna's affairs. Still, the devotees try to understand Krishna, but not on the principle that they will be able to understand Krishna fully at any specific time or in any state of life. Rather, the very topics of Krishna are so relishable that they appear to the devotees as nectar. Thus the devotees enjoy them. In discussing Krishna's opulences and his diverse energies, the pure devotees take transcendental pleasure. Therefore, they want to hear and discuss them. Krishna knows that living entities do not understand the extent of his opulences. He therefore agrees to state only the principal manifestation of his different energies. The word pradhanyataha, principle, is very important, because we can understand only a few of the principal details of the Supreme Lord, for his features are unlimited. It is not possible to understand them all, and vibhuti, as used in this verse, refers to the opulences by which he controls the whole manifestation. In the Amarakosha dictionary, it is stated that Vibhuti indicates an exceptional opulence. The impersonalist or pantheist cannot understand the exceptional opulences of the Supreme Lord, nor the manifestations of his divine energies. Both in the material world and in the spiritual world, his energies are distributed in every variety of manifestation. Now Krishna is describing what can be directly perceived by the common man. Thus, part of his variegated energy is described in this way. So, in any endeavor, I know that I was a student for a while, and there you sometimes had to make a presentation, and at the beginning of the presentation, you would kind of say, these are my limits. I will write on this topic, but only within these limits, because any topic you can expand it unlimitedly. What to speak of Krishna, who is actually unlimited. So then, at each point in time, you may decide, okay, we want to do Krishna Katha, but today it's Krishna's appearance day, so we will speak about Krishna's appearance in this world. But today it's the appearance day of Lord Ramachandra, so we'll speak about Krishna's manifestation and activities as Lord Ramachandra. Or today we're going to teach a cooking class because we want to be able to cook nice dishes for Krishna, so we make a certain focus. And here Krishna is making this focus only of those who are prominent. So he will speak about the main things. And we will have many verses forward here where Krishna says, of the generals I'm Kartikeya, and of bodies of the water I'm the ocean. So whenever we see something of this, we can think of Krishna. I'm actually reading something exactly similar right now in the Srimad Bhagavatam in the second canto, where Krishna is also speaking about. So when we see of Krishna in this Virat Rupa, in this universal manifestation, it's not exactly Krishna personally, but also it's not different from Krishna because it is his energies. And then we can see that the trees on the earth is like Krishna's hairs on his body, and the mountains are like his bones. His jaws are like death, and his smile is like the illusory energy. And then whenever we see any of these aspects, it reminds us of Krishna. And then whenever we see Krishna, it reminds us of how this universe, how everything belongs to him. So we can start our meditation of Krishna in different ways, and in this chapter we will continue like this. I think I will read the next verse also. This is text 20. Aham atma gudakesha sarvabhuta sayasthitaha aham adischa madhyang cha bhutanam anta eva cha. I am the super soul, O Arjuna, seated in the heart of all living entities. I am the beginning, the middle, and the end of all beings. Yes, so wherever we are, and Krishna is right there with us, the purport. In this verse, Arjuna is addressed as Gudakesha, which means one who has conquered the darkness of sleep. For those who are sleeping in the darkness of ignorance, it is not possible to understand how the Supreme Personality of Godhead manifests himself in various ways in the material and spiritual worlds. Thus, this address by Krishna to Arjuna is significant. Because Arjuna is above such darkness, the personality of Godhead agrees to describe his various opulences. So why are we reading Bhagavad-gita? Are we above this, the darkness of ignorance? No, we may not really be. But at the same time, this is how the parampara, how the disciplic succession works. Krishna instructs his disciple, in this case Arjuna, and then this knowledge is given over generation by generation. So we are in the disciplic succession that Krishna started with Lord Brahma at the beginning of the universe, and then Brahma in turn instructed Narada Muni, who instructed Vyasadeva, and this chain is continuing to our day. And from those teachers we can learn the Bhagavad-gita. So therefore, reading Bhagavad-gita is not exactly a way of studying it academically. It's a way of serving Krishna by hearing his instructions. So because somebody has understood it, Arjuna has understood it, and hopefully we can meet a devotee who has understood it, and they can give us this knowledge in a way that we can also grasp it not necessarily in an intellectual way, but in every way, by Krishna's mercy, by trying to please Krishna, and by having the desire to serve him, then Krishna will help us by revealing this knowledge. So it's both mystical and practical, because sometimes they say, the spiritual can never be understood in words. Yeah, okay, then why are they talking? Everything cannot be understood in words, but we use what we have. We have an intelligence, we have words, and we have a body, we have desires, we engage them in Krishna's service. And here we're hearing more about Krishna as the beginning, the middle, and the end of everything. And here Krishna is speaking to Arjuna because he's a qualified disciple. Krishna first informs Arjuna that he's the soul of the entire cosmic manifestation by dint of his primary expansions. Therefore he is Atma, the soul of the Mahatattva, the universal elements. The total material energy is not the cause of the creation. Actually, the Mahavishnu enters into the Mahatattva, the total material energy. He is the soul. When Mahavishnu enters into the manifested universe, he again manifests himself as the supersoul in each and every entity. We have experienced that the personal body of the living entity exists due to the presence of the spiritual spark. Without the existence of the spiritual spark, the body cannot develop. Similarly, the material manifestation cannot develop unless the Supreme Soul, Krishna, enters. As stated in the Subala Upanishad, Prakrityadi sarvabhutantaryami sarvasheshitsha narayanaha. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is existing as the Supersoul in all manifested universe. So we know that. We know that we are alive. We know that we exist. And then sometimes we mix it up a bit and we think we are this body, because the body acts and sees and speaks and tastes and experiences things. But actually, the body doesn't experience anything. We are situated in the body as a conscious living entity, and because of our consciousness being present, it spreads through the body and we feel through the body. It's just like if you're driving a car and we brake, and we can feel that the road, if it is bumpy or smooth, or if there's a wind, but it's not the car that is feeling it, it is us. But we act through the car, just like we act through this body that is also like a vehicle to move through this material world. And without the presence of the body, it doesn't grow. When we are small, before we are born, after we are born, we keep growing. And then we come to a certain stage where we don't grow in the sense that we expand, but still the hair grows, the nails grow, the outer layer of the skin is, it kind of dies and a new layer grows out. This continues throughout our lives. We eat food, the energy is distributed inside the body. And as soon as someone dies, that means the soul leaves the body. This all ends. Well, sometimes they say the hair grows a little bit, but that's kind of something that's already in motion. It doesn't continue. And in the same way, this whole universe can only exist and develop and grow, so to speak, because of the presence of Vishnu as the soul of the universe. Sometimes I pick up a chapter or a verse or a text and it feels like I read it for the first time. So it feels like, yes, now I know Krishna a little better and I understand the universe a little better, because that is the most important principle of the existence of the universe. There are the three Purusha avatars are described in Srimad Bhagavatam. They are also described in the Narada Pancharatra, one of the Sattvata Tantras. Vishnustu trini rupani purushakyani ato vidu. The Supreme Personality of Godhead manifests three features as Karanadakshayi Vishnu, Garbhodakshayi Vishnu, and Kshirodakshayi Vishnu. In the material manifestation, the Mahavishnu or Karanadakshayi Vishnu is described in the Brahma Samhita, Ya Karanavana Jale Bhajati Sma Yoga Nidram. The Supreme Lord Krishna, the cause of all causes, lies down in the cosmic ocean as Mahavishnu. Therefore, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the beginning of the universe, the maintainer of the universal manifestation, and the end of all energy. Yes, so I always wanted to do this as a puppet show. I don't think I could do it because I'm not technically good like that. But Mahavishnu, because Krishna desires it, he manifests in the form of Mahavishnu. He lies down in the causal ocean, and his name is also Karanodakashai Vishnu, so he's the cause of all universes. He lays down in his mystical slumber, and when he breathes out, all the universes come out from his pores. And then he enters into them as Garbhodakashai Vishnu. So Garbhodakashai Vishnu, that's the form of Vishnu that enters into this universe that is like an egg. He lies down there, and from him a lotus flower grows. On top of that lotus flower, Brahma, the first living entity in the universe, takes birth. And then he takes care of creating the shapes and the planets and the the different life forms in the universe. And then inside the heart of every living entity, Kshirodakashai Vishnu enters. He also has his own planet in this universe, which is called, I don't remember exactly, but Kshira, it means something with milk, and that planet has a milk ocean, and that's where he is also resting. So this universe, it seems like something tangible. We can touch it and study it and figure it all out, but it also really has a mystical aspect to it. The presence of, even we have a mystical aspect to us. We couldn't live unless the soul was there, but nobody can find the soul by going inside the body with a microscope or something like that. We can understand it from the symptoms, the presence of consciousness and life. That means the soul is there, and we can also understand it from studying the Shastras, the scriptures that give this information. So in these three forms, Vishnu enters the universe, and Vishnu is nothing but an expansion of Krishna himself. So in that way, whatever we look at, whatever we see, we can sense Krishna's presence there. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you for watching. We aim for updates every Tuesday and Friday. Please come back. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down there. We also have some links and information for you. And there is, of course, the subscribe button. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
I'm a Hare Krishna, and I approve this message. Subscribe.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare